What is going on, you guys? It's Gaming here, back with another video. Today we will be discussing what Respawn needs to work on and why. And before you make any comments, please watch the video throughout its entirety. Thank you, and if you enjoy the topic at hand, consider subscribing to the channel. So I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and I waited about a year. So that was a little bit of time after Apex came out. And I always had a few things that I didn't like what Respawn did. And I'm sure that the community could also agree with me. This video is going to be a little different from what I do. And it may sound like I am complaining, but I really enjoy this fucking game. In fact, I actually love Apex Legends a lot. But the biggest issue I have with the game isn't even with the game itself. It's the people who run it. Now, that does sound like a cheap shot at the game devs, or whoever is in higher command of them that's not letting them do certain things, like a business decision, but it's been a year and the same issues still persist. In this community, there are two kinds of people that make up the majority of them all. Those that love and adore the game, and usually this is the casual player base, and then there are those that are frustrated with decisions made in the game, and those are usually the higher competitive tier players. And as much of a dick as it makes me, I am the latter. Whenever there's a problem with the game, I can't even imagine how it comes about. And it makes me wonder if they actually test the game before any updates go live. But my issue isn't really the number of problems in this game, instead it's with the developers' actions. The people over at Respawn are a business, and I understand that making money is a priority. But what I don't understand is how you can watch your game suffer. This beautiful creation that can be so much more than it is, but pro players, content creators, and streamers are leaving left and right and are moving on to different games. Apex is only a year old, so it's not really an old game, and that's not why people are leaving. And from what I've seen, that number is growing. And the reason is obvious, but the devs can't see it. So here I am making this video for every player, for the game, and for the devs. As I said, I love this game with my entire heart, but with how things are going, it hurts me to play it and watch it burn. My argument is this: the developers need to be more transparent with the community. They need to push hotfixes ASAP. They need to listen to the community, and they need to understand that they can't just take advice or information from just their developer team. Going in respective order, the devs need to let us know when there is a problem in the game. All they need to do is address the issue when they know about it and send out a tweet that takes less than a few minutes to think up, word properly, and hit send. If they can't do that, they can hire someone to run their social media. They have the money, and there's no excuse that they haven't been doing this for more than an entire year. Additionally, stop having game devs respond to people on their personal Twitter accounts. Make tweets on the main @PlayApex Twitter account or the @Respawn Twitter account, because right now devs are literally being harassed by people, players, content creators, media, and more for information that is not being answered that should be. And this is Respawn's own fault. Additionally, by being more transparent, tell us every possible change in the patch notes. Enough with these little hidden changes with no patch notes addressing them. It's about time they start giving us numerical information on everything that gets changed. Doing this would help people understand the changes and explain them to others, instead of saying we increased loot distribution. Tell us how instead. I want to know how much more loot is added or decreased, how many more locations where loot will spawn, the percentages in which different rarity of loot spawns, and so on. These numbers were changed and the devs have them. Just give them to us. Secondly, once these issues are addressed, they should be a priority. Skins and cosmetics should not be the #1 thing on the list. Yes, it is what makes them money, but the mechanics that make up the game are more important, because if the game isn't working properly and functionally mechanically sound, then there's pretty much no game at all. And I do know that Respawn has different teams for different parts of the game, one for art and cosmetics, another for bug fixes, a live service team, and so on, but it feels like there are more people on the cosmetic aspect of the team than there are on their bug fix team. Yes, their cosmetic team makes the company money, but I'd go as far as to say 80% of skins are just recolored, or as I like to call it, half-assed. I think the game looks beautiful, but most players run ultra low settings anyways because a majority of them can't handle the strain and load. The game is gorgeous. Optimize it if you can to make it a better experience for everyone else though. Thirdly, listening to the community about the game is so important, and it's something the devs seem to lack doing. From what I and many others can see, they care more about how the game looks rather than how it runs. Listening to the community is simple. Looking at the top tweets on Twitter or top posts on Reddit are the easiest sources, but even those are blindsided and ignored. There are so many bugs and issues in the game that the community finds because we are the ones that play this game, so it makes sense that we have more information than the devs on specific issues. I can put money on it that most of the devs don't even play this game as much as the average player, which is okay in the sense that they are working on fixing it, but a few hours here and there wouldn't hurt so they could figure out problems or see them for themselves. Lastly, my biggest issue is that the game developers do not seem to listen to anyone else but their own dev group. When it comes to changes, the devs obviously have a conference meeting of sorts and discuss them, but that's not enough. They should be reaching out to huge influencers in the game like streamers, YouTubers, and most importantly, the professional players. And I can't stress that enough. The professional players. This will help them get a feel for what should happen with the competitive and casual play of the game. And the devs should be going to them with the questions, discussing if change A would be good or if change B would be better, or if both would completely change the game, and whether or not that is good or bad. They could also ask these important figures on the current state of the game and should seriously consider the majority answer of everyone they ask. Going with what your own group thinks is biased and hurtful to not only the game, but the community as well. It becomes unplayable for some and extremely unenjoyable for others. If you love this game and would like to help me, share this video with everyone so it will hopefully reach the devs. And if you are a game developer for Apex Legends, or if you are someone that can get in touch with the game developers for Apex Legends over at Respawn, send them this video and tell them to take it seriously. I truly love this game, but with how it is being run is what I and many others have an issue with. I do understand that this is a free game and that Respawn is a company and it's a business and they need to make money, but they shouldn't have a type of tunnel vision and ignore everything else going on. There's more to a game than just your dev team. There's an entire community of players, influencers, and even professionals who want to see this game thrive. But you can't keep turning your backs on them, because if there is one thing to remember from all of this, you developers may have made this game, but the community is the one who keeps it alive. If you made it this far into the video without having an anxiety attack, thank you for making it to the very end. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, a comment down below with the code word ApexDev so I know you watch all the way through, and let me know what you think about this topic at hand. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more awesome videos just like this, because I've been Instant Gamer. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.